Listen closely, my dear heart, because there comes a time in every life where the noise outside becomes louder than the voice within. A time when people will try to tell you who you are, what you should do, and how far they think you can go. But let me tell you something. If you don't focus on the fire inside you, the world will bury it. And if you don't trust yourself, others will use your doubts to control you. You were not created to be a shadow of someone else's dream. You were formed with intention, wrapped in strength, and released into this world with a purpose whispering inside your bones. Every storm you survived, every heartbreak you carried, every battle you fought, these were not punishments. They were preparations. They shaped you into a soul with substance, a spirit with depth, a mind with wisdom. So gather yourself, stand tall, lift your chin, and focus on where your spirit is calling you, not where the world is pointing. People will misunderstand you, let them. People will doubt you, allow it. People will talk behind your back, bless them and keep moving. Because the moment you begin to trust yourself, truly trust yourself, you become unstoppable. The universe shifts, doors open, your own courage begins to speak louder than your fear, and suddenly you realize you are never waiting for permission. You are waiting for awakening. Walk like you know your soul is golden. Think like you know your mind is powerful. And speak like every word you breathe carries truth. You don't need everyone to believe in you. You just need you, your focus, your faith, your trust, your discipline, your direction. Because when you anchor yourself in your own worth, no storm can shake you. When you trust your own steps, no path can confuse you. And when you believe in your light, the world has no choice but to see it. So today, focus not on the noise, not on the doubts, not on the empty opinions that carry no weight. Focus on your power, focus on your growth, focus on your purpose, and trust deeply, quietly, boldly that you are made for more than survival. You are made to shine. Your inner voice must be louder than the outside noise, because the outside world will always have something to say. It will whisper its doubts into your ears, shout its opinions into your path, and try to bend the shape of who you are becoming. But your inner voice, that soft, steady, sacred whisper inside your chest, that is your truest compass. That voice carries your pain, your power, your dreams, your intuition, your history, your healing. When the world grows loud, it is that inner voice that reminds you who you really are. You see, the outside noise changes with every season. Today they applaud you, tomorrow they question you, the day after they forget you. People's opinions move like the wind, restless, inconsistent, blowing in every direction except the one that matters. If you place your worth in their hands, you will crumble each time they change their mind. But if you place your worth in your inner voice, you will rise again and again, because that voice does not shift with the world. It grows with you. Your inner voice is the echo of your soul's truth. It is the part of you that knows what you deserve even when life tries to convince you to settle. It is the part of you that warns you when someone's presence is draining your spirit. It is the part of you that encourages you when everything outside tries to silence you. That voice is small, not because it is weak, but because wisdom rarely screams. It whispers, it waits for you to listen, but when you finally do, it becomes the loudest force in your life. Outside noise is designed to distract you. Society will tell you how you should look, how you should live, what you should chase, who you should love, and what dreams are too much for someone like you. People will project their fears, their insecurities, their failures, and call them advice. They will try to dim your fire because they've never learned how to ignite their own. And if you let their voices grow louder than your own, you will lose yourself in the echo of their limitations. But when your inner voice becomes louder than the outside noise, something powerful happens. You begin to walk differently. You begin to trust your steps, even when the path is unclear. You stop apologizing for who you are. You stop shrinking to make others comfortable. You stop seeking validation from people who can't even validate themselves. You start choosing peace over popularity, purpose over approval, growth over comfort. Your inner voice is the guardian of your becoming. It is the voice that tells you to rest when the world demands performance. It is the voice that tells you to leave when the world pressures you to stay. It is the voice that tells you to rise when the world expects you to break. And no matter how heavy life becomes, that voice never leaves. It may dim when you're tired. It may soften when you're hurting, but it is always there, waiting for you to return to yourself. To let your inner voice be louder, you must make space for it. Silence is not emptiness, it is nourishment. In silence, you hear the rhythm of your heart, the truth of your intuition, the calling of your purpose. In silence, you can separate the world's expectations from your own desires. In silence, you learn that peace is not the absence of noise, but the presence of clarity. And clarity is what strengthens your voice. You must learn to protect your inner world. Not everyone should have access to your dreams. Not everyone deserves a seat at the table of your thoughts. Some people only come close to interrupt the conversation between you and your destiny. Some people only enter your life to plant confusion where certainty once lived. Your inner voice becomes louder when you no longer allow these people to influence the direction of your spirit. When you trust your inner voice, you begin to see that you always had the answers. The hesitation was borrowed from others. The fear was inherited from the world. The doubt was learned from experiences that tried to break you. But beneath all that noise, your inner voice was still speaking. You are capable, you are worthy, you are chosen, you are ready. Your inner voice is the bridge between who you were and who you are becoming. It guides you through transitions, through heartbreaks, through losses, through new beginnings. It tells you when to fight, when to let go, when to heal, and when to rise again. And no matter how lost you feel, it always knows the way back to you. So let your inner voice rise above the noise. Let it be the melody that drowns out doubt. Let it be the truth that silences fear. Let it be the power that pulls you forward when the world pushes you back. Because the world's noise may try to confuse you, distract you, or discourage you, but your inner voice, your soul, your truth, your wisdom will always lead you home. Self-trust is the foundation of all success and confidence. Because without it, everything you build in life will rest on sand. You can learn skills, gather knowledge, earn titles, and gain recognition. But if you cannot trust yourself, none of it will hold the weight of your own belief. Self-trust is not arrogance, it is not vanity, and it is not denial of your faults. Self-trust is a quiet, unshakable knowing that you are capable of facing life's challenges, of making decisions, and of standing tall even when the world doubts you. It is the root from which courage grows and from which confidence blossoms. Without this root, all external accomplishments are fragile, fleeting, and hollow. When you trust yourself, you understand that mistakes do not define you, they refine you. You recognize that failures are not final judgments, but lessons delivered by life itself, shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, more resilient. Self-trust teaches you that every choice you make carries value, even if it does not lead to the outcome you expected. Because trusting yourself means honoring your intuition, honoring your heart, and believing that you have the capacity to adapt, recover, and rise. It is the confidence that no matter what happens, you can handle it. And it is the freedom to act, to take risks, and to create without the paralyzing fear of judgment. The world is quick to test your self-trust. Friends may question your decisions. Family may impose expectations. Society may measure your worth by standards that are not yours. Yet those who trust themselves understand that external voices are only background noise. They know that the measure of their worth lies within, not in the approval of others. They act in alignment with their principles, their dreams, and their understanding of right and wrong. They are not easily swayed by the highs of praise or the lows of criticism. They are anchored in a belief that comes from experience, reflection, and the quiet confidence of knowing that their path is theirs alone. Self-trust is also a shield. When you trust yourself, you are less likely to be manipulated, less likely to surrender your power to others, less likely to accept less than you deserve. It is a form of self-respect, a statement that says, I know my value and I will honor it. It gives you clarity to recognize who and what deserves your energy and who and what does not. It allows you to set boundaries firmly, without guilt or hesitation, because you understand that protecting your mind, your time, and your heart is part of honoring your own journey. This foundation of self-trust also empowers you to dream boldly. When you trust yourself, you no longer shrink from ambition for fear of failing. You understand that success is not a straight line, but a series of steps, stumbles, recoveries, and reinventions. Self-trust gives you the courage to pursue what you desire without being paralyzed by the possibility of loss. It gives you the resilience to continue even when obstacles appear insurmountable. And it gives you the wisdom to know that each challenge is an opportunity to strengthen the very foundation of your trust in yourself. Without self-trust, confidence is conditional. It depends on approval, recognition, or comparison to others. It is fragile, shifting like sand with every change in circumstance. But confidence rooted in self-trust is enduring. It does not waver because it is not based on the outside world. It is based on the intimate understanding that you have everything within you to navigate life's uncertainties. You trust your ability to think, to feel, to act, and to persevere. You trust your intuition to guide you when logic fails. You trust your heart to lead you when fear clouds your judgment. And that trust fuels a quiet, compelling power that others can feel, even if they cannot name it. Self-trust is cultivated over time. It grows when you make decisions for yourself and honor them, when you listen to your inner voice and act on it, when you acknowledge your successes and learn from your mistakes without condemnation. It grows when you embrace solitude, because being alone teaches you to rely on your own judgment. It grows when you refuse to allow the opinions of others to dictate your path, and when you accept that your journey is yours alone. Every act of self-trust strengthens your foundation, making you unshakable even in the most turbulent storms. Self-trust is not perfection. It is not believing you are infallible or immune to error. It is believing that even in the face of error, you possess the strength, wisdom, and resilience to recover. It is believing that your instincts, informed by your experiences and inner wisdom, are reliable enough to guide you forward. It is the quiet conviction that you are equipped to handle what comes, even when the world doubts it. And in that quiet conviction lies the essence of true confidence, not loud, boastful, or superficial, but steady, unwavering, and deeply rooted. To trust yourself fully is to honor your own power. It is to recognize that your life's direction is yours to determine, your dreams are yours to chase, and your choices are yours to make. It is to understand that you are the author of your own story, and that no one else can hold the pen for you. Self-trust is the foundation upon which every victory, every accomplishment, every moment of joy is built. Because without it, success is fleeting and confidence is borrowed. With it, you are whole, you are powerful, you are unstoppable. Your struggles were preparation, not punishment, and it is vital to understand this because the human heart often interprets pain as a sentence rather than a lesson. Life has a way of testing us. Not to break us, not to diminish us, but to sculpt us into versions of ourselves we have yet to meet. Every trial, every tear, every sleepless night, every moment when the world seemed heavy and unforgiving was never a condemnation of who you are. It was a deliberate, intricate process of preparing you for the life you are meant to live. Struggles are the universe's way of whispering, you are capable of more than you know, and you will rise stronger than you are today. They are not punishments handed down for failure. They are invitations to grow, to refine, to awaken the strength that already resides within you. Often, when we encounter difficulties, we interpret them as signs that we are being targeted, that fate has chosen to make our journey harder than others, or that we are unworthy of ease and happiness. But this is the illusion of pain. Pain, hardship, and challenge do not measure your worth. They measure your readiness. They are the chisel and hammer, carving away what is unnecessary, testing the durability of your spirit, and shaping your character into a vessel strong enough to hold the life you are destined for. The universe does not punish the soul that dares to dream. It prepares it for the fulfillment of those dreams. Every storm you weathered, every disappointment you endured was a rehearsal for resilience. Every heartbreak you survived was a lesson in empathy, wisdom, and the courage to love again. Every obstacle in your path was a teacher disguised as adversity, instructing you in patience, strategy, and faith. Think of your struggles as soil. Seeds cannot grow in barren land. They need the depth, the richness, the resistance of soil to push against to find the light. In the same way, your trials provide the environment in which your potential can take root. They strengthen your resolve, sharpen your focus, and deepen your understanding of life and self. They teach you to persevere when the path is unclear, to find clarity when confusion surrounds you, and to summon courage when fear threatens to paralyze you. Without these struggles, your growth would be shallow. Without these challenges, your triumphs would lack depth and appreciation. It is through adversity that we discover the strength, wisdom, and courage that lie dormant within us until awakened. It is also essential to understand that struggles are not signs of failure. They are not proof that life is against you, nor that you have made wrong choices. Rather, they are signals that you are on a journey that matters, a journey that requires the sharpening of your mind, the hardening of your resolve, and the expansion of your heart. Each difficulty is an opportunity to practice resilience, to cultivate patience, and to align more fully with the essence of who you are meant to become. The pain you feel today is an architect shaping tomorrow's triumphs. Every challenge you face is a rehearsal for strength, courage, and wisdom that will define your life and empower you to walk your path with dignity and purpose. When you begin to see struggles as preparation, your perspective shifts. You no longer resent hardship, you embrace it. You no longer feel victimized by circumstances, you feel activated by them. You no longer wait for life to be easy before taking action. You understand that strength comes from moving through difficulty with grace and determination. You recognize that every setback is a setup for a comeback. Every disappointment is a lesson in patience, endurance, and strategic thinking. Every struggle is a teacher, guiding you toward mastery of your mind, your emotions, and your destiny. Preparation through struggle also teaches humility and empathy. It reminds you that life is neither linear nor predictable, and that every person carries unseen battles. This awareness fosters compassion, patience, and understanding, not only toward others but also toward yourself. You learn to forgive mistakes, to accept imperfection, and to honor the journey, not just the destination. Struggles teach you that growth is not about avoiding difficulty, but about engaging with it courageously, learning from it, and using it to cultivate the power, wisdom, and resilience that will carry you forward. The moments of darkness, the weight of trials, the intensity of suffering are all essential components of preparation. They awaken your inner strength and illuminate your capacity to endure, adapt, and thrive. They are the forge in which character is tempered and the fire in which courage is born. Your struggles are not curses, they are blessings in disguise, opportunities to expand your soul, sharpen your mind, and strengthen your spirit. Each challenge is a deliberate step in a journey that leads to growth, mastery, and fulfillment. They are proof that you are being prepared for greatness, for experiences, for victories that require more than comfort. They require resilience, depth, and unwavering faith in yourself. When you accept this truth, life transforms. You begin to see every difficulty as a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. You begin to understand that nothing wasted, nothing meaningless, nothing endured in struggle is ever lost. Each hardship adds layers of wisdom, depth of character, and resilience to your being. Every pain is a mentor, every obstacle a coach, every trial a guide. Your struggles were never designed to break you, to punish you, or to make you small. They were designed to prepare you, to equip you with the strength, clarity, and courage needed to rise, to soar, and to claim the life you were destined to live. Your struggles were preparation, not punishment. And it is essential to understand this truth because the human heart is prone to misinterpret pain as condemnation rather than as guidance. Life's challenges do not exist to diminish you, to break you, or to remind you of your limitations. They exist to awaken the strength, courage, and wisdom that have always resided within you. Every trial you face, every tear you shed, every moment when the weight of the world seems unbearable is not a mark against you, it is a mark of becoming. Struggles are life's way of shaping your spirit, teaching you resilience, and preparing you for a future that requires depth, courage, and clarity. They are not punishments delivered for mistakes, but lessons delivered for growth, and understanding this transforms every moment of hardship into a source of empowerment. When life tests you, it is not an indication that you are failing. Rather, it is a signal that you are being prepared for something greater. The obstacles you encounter are the universe's way of refining your character. They sculpt patience where impulsiveness once ruled, resilience where fear once lingered, and wisdom where ignorance once existed. They are like a blacksmith's fire, intense and unyielding, but designed to strengthen rather than destroy. Through struggle, your mind learns to focus, your heart learns to endure, and your spirit learns to rise above circumstance. You begin to understand that life's hardships are not meant to halt your journey, but to equip you for the journey's higher peaks. Many people fail to recognize the hidden gifts within their struggles because they are too busy feeling hurt, disappointed, or betrayed. But the truth is that each difficulty carries with it the seed of transformation. Heartbreak teaches empathy and discernment. Failure teaches humility and persistence. Rejection teaches self-respect and resilience. And uncertainty teaches trust in your own judgment. These experiences, while painful in the moment, are preparing you for a life in which you can navigate challenges with grace, courage, and insight. They are the necessary prelude to the mastery of self and circumstance. Without struggle, the mind remains untested, the heart remains fragile, and the spirit remains unchallenged. Preparation through struggle is not instantaneous. It unfolds over time, often quietly, behind the scenes of your awareness. Each challenge is like a weight placed upon you, demanding effort, attention, and endurance. You may not see the growth immediately, and the benefits of the struggle may remain hidden until much later in life. Yet every trial leaves an indelible mark, building inner strength, shaping emotional resilience, and fortifying mental clarity. Just as the pressure beneath the earth transforms coal into diamond, so too does pressure and challenge transform ordinary moments into profound opportunities for growth. The trials are not punishment, they are a preparation for the brilliance and clarity you are destined to achieve. One of the most important aspects of viewing struggles as preparation is the shift in perception it requires. When you see hardship as punishment, you feel victimized, resentful, and powerless. You may ask, why me? And allow despair to cloud your vision. But when you see hardship as preparation, your mindset changes. You begin to ask instead, what is this teaching me? And how can I grow from this? You start to recognize that every difficulty, no matter how painful, is an integral part of the story you are being prepared to live. Each experience, no matter how unwelcome, is a teacher, and every setback is a rehearsal for future strength and wisdom. You begin to see life's challenges not as roadblocks, but as stepping stones. The preparation that comes through struggle also teaches discernment. It forces you to look inward, to understand your values, your priorities, and your capacity to endure. You begin to recognize the strength you did not know you possessed and the courage that rises when everything seems lost. It clarifies the boundaries of your energy, your patience, and your compassion. It teaches you that endurance is not passive acceptance, but active engagement with the difficulties that shape your life. It teaches you that growth is never easy, but it is always worth it. Struggles prepare you not only to survive life, but to thrive within it, to face challenges with poise, wisdom, and confidence, and to navigate uncertainty with a steadfast heart. Your struggles also prepare you to help others. As you emerge from trials, you carry with you empathy, understanding, and insight that cannot be learned from comfort alone. The lessons learned in hardship allow you to recognize pain in others, to offer guidance, and to inspire courage in those who feel overwhelmed. Your experiences become a bridge for others to find their own strength. What once felt unbearable becomes a source of wisdom, a gift that prepares you not only for personal growth, but for the growth of those around you. Struggle transforms you into a leader, a mentor, and a source of light for others navigating their own challenges. Every moment of difficulty, every trial endured, every night spent questioning, doubting, or fearing is a rehearsal for the life you are destined to lead. Struggles are not punishments, they are the preparation of your mind, body, and soul for greatness. They teach patience, resilience, discernment, courage, empathy, and strength. They reveal the depths of your character, fortify your spirit, and illuminate your path. When you embrace this truth, you begin to see life differently, recognizing that hardship is not an enemy, but a guide, a teacher, and a necessary partner in the journey toward fulfillment, mastery, and profound inner strength. Every struggle is intentional, every challenge is meaningful, and every pain is a preparation for the greatness that lies ahead. You don't need approval. Your belief in yourself is enough, because the world will always have opinions, judgments, and expectations, and if you let them dictate your worth, you will live a life of endless doubt and disappointment. People will tell you what you should be, what you should do, and who you should become as if their perspective defines your value. Friends may question your choices, family may impose expectations, and strangers may criticize without understanding. But the truth is that none of these voices hold the authority to determine who you are. The only approval that truly matters, the only validation that sustains, comes from within. When you trust your own judgment, honor your own decisions, and believe in your own worth, you become immune to the fleeting opinions of others. You no longer chase acceptance, for you have found it within yourself. Belief in yourself is not a boastful arrogance. It is a quiet, steady knowing that you are capable of navigating life's challenges. It is the recognition that your abilities, your heart, and your spirit are sufficient to meet the demands of your journey. Approval from others may come and go, but self-belief endures. It gives you the courage to take risks even when others do not understand your vision. It allows you to follow your own path, even when it diverges from what is expected or traditional. Self-belief is the foundation of freedom. For when you stop seeking validation from others, you are free to live in alignment with your own truth, to pursue your own passions, and to honor your own values. Many people spend their lives chasing approval, hoping that others will recognize their worth, that applause will confirm their significance, or that recognition will justify their dreams. Yet this path is hollow, for no amount of external praise can replace the deep, unwavering conviction that comes from trusting yourself. Seeking approval places your happiness in the hands of others, leaving you vulnerable to disappointment, criticism, and the ever-shifting tides of public opinion. When you rely on your own belief, however, you build a foundation that cannot be shaken. You become resilient, empowered, and steady, capable of moving forward regardless of whether anyone else understands or agrees with your choices. Belief in yourself also nurtures confidence, because confidence is not about proving anything to anyone. It is about knowing that you are enough. It is about trusting that your skills, your judgment, and your heart are sufficient to navigate challenges, make decisions, and pursue your dreams. Confidence grounded in self-belief does not waver when others doubt you. It does not falter when faced with criticism or rejection. It is steady, enduring, and unshakable. When you believe in yourself, your actions are guided by purpose rather than fear, by authenticity rather than conformity, and by courage rather than the need for approval. Self-belief allows you to honor your intuition and your inner wisdom. Often the world will try to convince you that your instincts are wrong, that your dreams are too big, or that your path is unconventional. Without belief in yourself, it is easy to succumb to these pressures, to silence your voice, and to abandon your true direction. But when you trust yourself, you listen to your own heart, honor your own mind, and follow the guidance that arises from within. You become the captain of your own journey, navigating life with clarity and purpose, guided by the compass of your own truth rather than the shifting directions of others. You don't need approval because your value is inherent, not conditional. It does not depend on what others think of you, how much they praise you, or whether they recognize your contributions. Your worth exists independently of external validation. It is present in your character, your courage, your integrity, your resilience, and your actions. When you believe in yourself, you recognize this intrinsic value, and it becomes the anchor that sustains you through challenges, setbacks, and criticism. You no longer measure your worth by applause or acknowledgement. You measure it by the consistency of your belief in yourself and the alignment of your life with your values and purpose. Belief in yourself also frees you from comparison. When you are rooted in your own worth, the achievements, opinions, and lifestyles of others no longer dictate your sense of adequacy. You no longer feel the need to compete for recognition, to prove your worth, or to gain acceptance by conforming to someone else's standards. Instead, you focus on your own growth, your own journey, and your own unique contributions. You find fulfillment not in the approval of others, but in the satisfaction of knowing that you are living authentically, pursuing your passions, and honoring your own potential. Furthermore, self-belief empowers you to persist in the face of obstacles. When doubt arises, when criticism challenges you, when others question your path, your inner conviction becomes a source of strength. Approval may be absent, but your belief carries you forward. It fuels perseverance, resilience, and courage. It allows you to make decisions, take bold steps, and embrace opportunities without fear of judgment or rejection. When you trust yourself, you recognize that your journey is yours alone, and no external voice can diminish the truth of your own capabilities. Belief in yourself is a gift you give to your own soul. It is the acknowledgement that you are capable, worthy, and sufficient just as you are. It is the refusal to allow the opinions of others to dictate your sense of value. It is the courage to honor your dreams, pursue your passions, and follow your own path without fear. When you cultivate this belief, you are no longer dependent on approval because you carry within you the certainty that you are enough. You become whole, empowered, and unstoppable, guided by the quiet, unwavering confidence that arises when your trust in yourself eclipses the noise of the world. Focus brings clarity. Clarity brings power, because the ability to direct your mind, your energy, and your attention toward what truly matters is the first step in transforming chaos into purpose. In life, we are constantly surrounded by distractions, noise, and competing demands that threaten to scatter our energy and dilute our effectiveness. Without focus, our goals remain hazy, our actions inconsistent, and our potential untapped. Focus allows us to cut through the clutter, to see the essential elements of a situation, and to understand with precision what must be done. It is the lens that brings the distant, uncertain, and overwhelming into sharp view, revealing patterns, opportunities, and solutions that were previously hidden. Clarity emerges from focus because when your attention is concentrated, your mind is no longer pulled in 1,000 directions at once. It begins to see the truth, understand the priorities, and perceive the steps necessary to achieve meaningful outcomes. When you cultivate focus, you begin to notice the subtle dynamics in your environment and within yourself. You become aware of where your energy is being spent, which actions move you closer to your goals, and which distractions are wasting your time and diminishing your power. This awareness is clarity, a clear understanding of cause and effect, effort and reward, action and consequence. Clarity allows you to identify what is important and what is trivial, what aligns with your purpose and what detracts from it. It illuminates your values, your priorities, and the path you must follow to realize your ambitions. Without clarity, even the most intense effort can be misdirected, wasted on endeavors that do not contribute to your growth or success. Focus transforms scattered effort into intentional action, and clarity emerges as the natural consequence of this intentionality. Clarity, once attained, is a source of immense power. When you know what matters most, when you understand the steps necessary to achieve your objectives, and when you can see the obstacles and opportunities clearly, you gain control over your life. Power is not simply the ability to act, it is the ability to act effectively, decisively, and in alignment with your highest goals. Clarity provides the map, and focus provides the direction to follow that map with precision. With both, you can make choices confidently, allocate your resources wisely, and pursue your objectives with relentless determination. The power that comes from clarity is quiet yet unstoppable, for it does not rely on force, noise, or external validation. It is the power of knowing exactly who you are, what you want, and how to achieve it. Focus also develops resilience, because it trains your mind to resist distractions, temptations, and the constant pull of external influences. In a world that demands constant attention to social media, opinions, and irrelevant chatter, focus is the skill that allows you to remain centered on your priorities. This skill creates clarity by separating what is essential from what is incidental. It allows you to filter out the noise, ignore the trivial, and attend only to what contributes to your growth and progress. The clarity that arises from this disciplined focus becomes the basis for confident decision-making, strategic planning, and effective problem-solving. You begin to act, not reactively, but proactively, guided by insight and purpose rather than impulse and confusion. Furthermore, focus brings clarity in relationships, goals, and self-understanding. When you are focused, you are fully present in your interactions, attuned to the needs, intentions, and dynamics around you. You recognize patterns of behavior, identify opportunities for collaboration, and discern when to set boundaries. Clarity in relationships prevents misunderstandings, fosters trust, and strengthens connection. In pursuing your goals, clarity enables you to identify realistic steps, anticipate challenges, and measure progress accurately. In understanding yourself, clarity reveals your strengths, exposes your weaknesses, and highlights the areas that require growth. Through focused attention, you become intimately aware of your own mind and heart, enabling you to act with authenticity and integrity. Clarity derived from focus also amplifies creativity and innovation. When your mind is concentrated and undistracted, it can recognize connections between ideas that others may overlook. It can generate solutions that are elegant, practical, and powerful. The fog of confusion dissipates, leaving space for insight, strategy, and vision to emerge. With clarity, you are able to prioritize what truly matters, allocate your time and energy effectively, and make decisions that have lasting impact. Power flows naturally from this clarity, not because of force or dominance, but because of precision, intentionality, and insight. The person who is clear sees the path and can navigate obstacles with skill and confidence. Finally, focus brings a sense of calm amidst chaos. When you are focused, your mind is no longer fragmented, overwhelmed by competing demands, or paralyzed by indecision. You can see clearly, think strategically, and act deliberately. This mental clarity translates into emotional stability and confidence, which are forms of power in themselves. You move through life with purpose rather than drift aimlessly. You respond to challenges with discernment rather than react impulsively. You lead with vision, not by default. Focus sharpens your perception, clarity illuminates your path, and together they give you the power to create influence and thrive in alignment with your highest potential. So now, as we stand at the edge of this moment, let me remind you of this. Life does not reward hesitation, it does not crown the timid, and it does not pause for those who wait for permission. The world is loud, full of opinions, expectations, and distractions, but you were not born to be lost in the noise. You were born to rise. You were born to shine. You were born to trust yourself, to focus, to endure, and to embrace the power that has been quietly growing inside you all along. The victories you seek, the life you imagine, the dreams you hold close, they are not far away. They are waiting for the clarity of your focus, the courage of your belief, and the unwavering trust in your own strength. Remember this, your inner voice is sacred. It is your compass when the storms rage, your light when the world feels dark, your anchor when uncertainty threatens to sway you. Let that voice rise above every doubt, every fear, every external expectation. Listen to it, trust it, follow it, because it knows the path that your heart was meant to walk. And as you walk it, do not shrink from the challenges, do not hesitate in the face of opposition, do not doubt the power that lives within you. You are more capable than you think, stronger than you know, and more resilient than the obstacles that dare to stand in your way. You are the author of your story, the master of your destiny, and the architect of your own legacy. Focus, my friends, is not just attention. It is a commitment to your purpose, a devotion to your vision, a declaration that you will not be swayed by trivialities, distractions, or the noise of the world. Focus turns chaos into clarity. Clarity turns confusion into insight. Insight turns uncertainty into power, and power is not about control over others. It is about mastery over yourself. It is about standing firm in your convictions, walking boldly on your path, and moving forward with confidence, courage, and integrity. Every great life, every remarkable achievement, every story worth telling has been built on the foundation